Hello, hello, my beautiful, beloved, sacred masculines, and anybody else who finds their way to this channel. Welcome. I'm so grateful for your presence. We are going to dive into another sound meditation today with some drumming and with the intention of recalling back our power and our energy where it's been scattered here and there through various outsourcing of of our energy and our power. Where have we left it scattered along the way, along our lifetime, in previous relationships, previous sexual experiences, in unhealthy belief systems and patterns regarding our sexuality and our sexual expression? Where have we outsourced our energy to maybe unhealthy belief systems around performance, how we're supposed to show up, what our libido is supposed to look like, what our sexual expression is supposed to be, and maybe in previous encounters that weren't so nourishing or fulfilling for us, or just basic energy hygiene after enjoying a sensual sexual encounter with a partner. It's best to recall all of our energy back, dissolve those cords, not in an unhealthy way, not like, oh, I'm not connected to you anymore, but just, again, it's energy hygiene. It's pulling our energy back in instead of leaving it scattered about. It's just kind of, it's like brushing our teeth in the morning. It's just how we take care of our physical body. There's ways to take care of our energy body that we haven't really been taught. So it's kind of a new understanding of how energy works and how it can get attached to other people, and how important it is to call our energy back to us and keep it contained within ourselves. Yeah, it's just a really, really keeping us whole and contained and in our power, in our energy. But a lot of our energy is outsourced into unhealthy belief systems around our sexual expression and what that is supposed to look like. So we're going to call that all back to us, and with the intention of helping us to be in our power, and to help us to learn and know what is healthy for us, what is a healthy sexual expression for us, how do we show up, what feels right to us, how do we want to spend our energy with another person, how do we want to share that with somebody else. So the more we're I don't know if control is the right word I'm looking for, but the more we're conscious of our own energy, and the more we do have what is the word I'm looking for? Let's just use consciousness, being very conscious and present with our own energy body and understanding how that works. The more we understand that, and the more we are responsible, I think that's the word I'm looking for, responsible for our own energy, the healthier decisions that we can make for ourselves. And that's a really important piece of the sacred feminine, sacred masculine energies within ourselves, and sacred sexuality. It's being present with ourselves, it's knowing ourselves, it's making healthy decisions for ourselves, it's being able to have communication with another because we know what our boundaries are, we know what our wants and desires are, we know what feels good for us and what doesn't, and we know where we're interested in maybe pushing some of those boundaries and exploring a little bit, going outside of our comfort zone in the interest of exploration, curiosity, fun, but not to push outside of our comfort zone because we're not comfortable saying no, or we don't really know ourselves enough for our own energy. So, of course, this is an ongoing exploration, right? And learning, and we have not been supported with that in general in our society. So, for a lot of us, this is a new way, a new way to explore our sexuality, and a new way to take more responsibility for it, and bring a lot more consciousness and presence to it. And one of the important things I'm really recognizing and noticing and getting really passionate about supporting us all around is really creating a safe space for our feminine energies, our intuition, our emotions, our psychic gifts and abilities, and our really being able to feel into and move into a situation. If the feminine isn't safe, if we haven't created safety for that energy within ourselves, if our own masculine energy hasn't created safety for our feminine energy, we can be really shut down and closed down with a lot of boundaries that are not necessarily healthy. Boundaries can be healthy, but boundaries can also shut things out that could be healthy and nourishing for us. So if our masculine hasn't created safe space for our feminine to explore and play and dance and create and enjoy and be in her passion, we're not going to have those sexy, delicious, passionate, sensual, inspired, fulfilling, nourishing connections that we're longing for, because our feminine energy doesn't feel safe to dance, to play, to communicate, to explore, to be curious. So, and this is happening within all of us all the time. It's not just, feminine or masculine. We carry these energies both within us, and it's our responsibility to understand how these energies are showing up for us and where we do need to create more safe space for ourselves to show up. There's been so many ways that we've lost our power along the way, where we have outsourced our power, given our power away, or trusted in the systems that we've grown up in to tell us how we're supposed to be and act and show up and express. And it turns out maybe not. Maybe that doesn't work for us. So now we need to rewire, rework, reorient, imagine, re-explore. That's not a word. But reinvent this whole thing, right? Because what we've been handed it's not really supporting us. And so the masculine has just gotten a little too hasn't really created safe space for the feminine. Let's just put it that way. So in general, and this is what we're experiencing now. So a lot of us are shut down inside. We are shut down around our sexuality, or we're really rote. We're in one thing. We keep doing the same thing, and we're scared to move out of that, or not sure how to move out of that, or deciding that's not really super nourishing and fulfilling. We keep ending up in the same relationship patterns that aren't really nourishing and fulfilling for us. Keep having the same sensual experiences that aren't really fulfilling and nourishing for us. So there's a lot of ways to start working with this and start opening it up for ourselves. But a really key piece is to support that feminine energy within ourselves to feel safe and held and cherished, so she can dance and play. And yeah, I think that's a really big piece of this. And I'm noticing that a lot within myself. The work that I've been doing, the personal growth and the evolution, is really getting my masculine energy to come in a little bit and not be running the show so much, with all the overdoing and hyperachieving and, controlling and really attached to outcome and needing to see it all happen a certain way. The more I can rein that in and temper that, in a more healthy way for myself, where I'm allowing the feminine to show up more, allowing my intuition, allowing my emotions, allowing the exploration, the curiosity, and the not knowing, and the not attached to an outcome. The more free flow and fluidity of the feminine, the more I can allow that, pull back on the masculine that I've been really trained into. We all have, right? That's just what our society is, and that's that's okay, that's great, but we're finding that I think we need more balance. We know we need more balance. We need to allow the feminine in more. So the more I can pull back on my masculine and allow my feminine to just really, dive in and have fun and play. But the more full and rich and nourishing and sexy and my experience gets. But that also means creating a safe space for the feminine, which my masculine needs to be able to set healthy boundaries, but not over boundary, or not be wishy-washy on boundaries also, because then the feminine can't come out and play if she's not sure if she's safe, so that's a key piece here. That is a really key piece. And this is, again, I've said this a number of times, and I will keep saying it, for the masculine who's not been experiencing really healthy, nourishing, fulfilling experiences and relationships with the feminine in general. Again, everything I say is kind of in general. This is not straight across the board, right? There's always exceptions to everything, right? This is just kind of what I'm working with, the energy that I am passionate about supporting us with. So this isn't going to be for everybody, right? Of course, and that's totally fine. But in general, what I have seen a lot is the masculine really wanting to connect with the feminine, but she isn't feeling safe and secure. And so then so she doesn't come out and play, right? And she's not meeting the masculine. The masculine isn't supporting her with holding a really safe space for her. So there's all this like frustration and tension between the two. And that needs to be something we work on within ourselves first. So the masculine has to start allowing his own feminine more room at the table, holding space for his feminine, his emotions, his intuitions, because that's been very shut down. And as above, so below, as within, so without. If you're not balanced and healthy within, you're not going to have it without. Your outside, your external relationships are a total reflection of your inner experience, right? So this is inner work that needs to happen. It's not about just like, oh, I'm going to hold space for my partner to feel safe. No. You have to do that for yourself first, and that your own feminine energies can feel safe to come out and play, that you can feel safe to be in your emotions, that you can feel safe to follow your intuition, that you can feel safe to allow flow in your experience and not control absolutely everything, not be attached to outcome, not overdo, overachieve, work. You need to hold safe space for your own feminine energy, and then it will start reflecting in your outer world. So that's the journey we're on, and that's what I've really understood within myself, and that's why I'm so excited to support all of us to do that. It's an inner journey, right? It's an inner thing. And the masculine has, I mean, we've just been trained into shutting down the feminine, and the masculine especially. So the more you can open up to your own feminine energies, the more the external feminine can show up for you and meet you, and you can have those gorgeous, beautiful, fulfilling, sexy, passionate relationships and connections that you're longing for. But it starts within. So we're going to move into some drum meditation here to really call back all of our energy that's been, outsourced into, again, like previous relationships, wherever it might be scattered in previous relationships, previous sexual experiences, unhealthy belief systems around how we're supposed to show up, how the feminine is not okay, emotions, intuition, shutting that stuff down. Any way that we've kind of gotten locked into those systems, we're going to call our energy back from those, and we're going to call them back so we can come in from a more holistic, beautiful, heartfelt space, a heartfelt place. Ooh, little itch there. So yeah, calling all of our energy back through all timelines, lifetimes, realms, and dimensions, all experiences, past, present, future, anywhere it's just gotten scattered out there in unhealthy belief systems, in story, whatever stories you've been rocking out around sexual expression, sexual encounters, sexual energies. These are, again, belief systems, right? So anything that you've told yourself around how you're supposed to show up, how you're supposed to perform, what the opposite sex wants, or whoever you're connecting with, what a partner might want from you. These are all stories we get locked into and tell ourselves. And when we're locked in, it really kind of shuts us down to having new experiences. So where have you locked into some stories and beliefs that aren't really supporting you moving forward? And, where can you, oh my gosh, I've got this total itch here. Where can you let go of some of those stories? So we're going to call back our energy from a lot of those places that are just scattered willy-nilly, that's not supporting us anymore. So it's a beautiful time to come back in, to bring it into center, bring it into the heart space. So you're welcome to hold that intention with me, to call back all of your power and all of your energy from any outside sources that aren't serving you. Anywhere you've outsourced your power, any stories, any beliefs, any relationships, any experiences, anything you learned growing up around sexuality that isn't serving you. And this can be conscious or unconscious. We can set that intention. We don't even have to know what it is. We're just going to call our energy back from it, right? So, and you can see this, you can visualize this gorgeous, beautiful web that's going out to all of these stories, all of these experiences, all of these belief systems, what have you, anywhere the web is going out, wherever it's connecting. And you can visualize and see the energy coming back through that web, coming back to you into your heart space. Just pull it all back into your heart space, right? And you can visualize like golden light beautiful healing golden light going out along this web and connecting with those pieces of yourself, that energy of yourself, those experiences of yourself, connecting with those, healing those energies, healing those experiences, healing those belief systems, you know, transforming them into something gorgeous and nourishing and healthy for you. And as it's healing that, healing all of that, and you can just call your energy back in. But it's a gorgeous visualization to hold. So it just like the web spreads, you know, all the way throughout. And this can be all timelines, lifetimes, realms, and dimensions. You know, there's many timelines and dimensions happening at this moment. Set the intention for all of it. Any lifetimes, any previous lifetimes, if you know, if that's a belief that you hold, an understanding that you hold. And that can be through our ancestors even, right? They're all right here with us. They're all right here. Everything is happening in this moment. That's why this can be so super powerful. You know, our minds have a hard time wrapping around that. We have a very different experience of time, a different construct. But the truth is, it's all happening right now in this moment. So when we set that intention to call back through all timelines, lifetimes, realms, and dimensions, through all of our ancestors and healing, the web goes back into our ancestors, right? This is ancestor healing. It just goes back. You can imagine that golden light going back to them too. And then recalling all of that energy that got stuck there as well, bringing it all back into the heart. And just knowing that there's healing going out to all previous relationships, to ancestors, to old stories, to old belief systems that are not serving our highest good right now. This is an excellent time to just drop all those for the collective, for humanity, for our evolution, for the raising of our consciousness. You know, again, as above, so below, as within, so without. We can do this for the collective. We can set this healing intention for all of us, right? It's all happening right now in this moment. We are that powerful. We are that powerful. So feel free to sit with your eyes closed. You can get up and move if you want. You can lay down and receive. You can hold that visualization and the intention. You know, whatever feels right to you. And if you have a different intention, go for that too. This is just my suggestion. That's what's up for me right now, what I'm excited about sharing right now. So thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father, Son. Thank you to all of our beautiful planets that are supporting us so beautifully. Archangels, spirit guides and helpers, spirit animals, ascended masters, ancestors, Christ consciousness, any of the sacred feminine, sacred masculine energies and frequencies we connect with that hold us and support us so beautifully. Thank you to our own beautiful bodies, our own beautiful selves for showing up and being here. Thank you to my gorgeous drum, Sophia. So grateful for her. I'm going to use the rattle to break up the energy a little bit. Seeing that web spreading out through all timelines, lifetimes, realms, and dimensions, connecting with all of those energies that we've scattered, with all the people, all the experiences, all the relationships, all the encounters, all the belief systems, all the stories, all the experiences, anywhere our energy has gotten stuck that is not serving our highest good, for our ancestors as well. Seeing that web, connecting with all of those, and sending beautiful healing energy throughout as we recall our energy back to us. And we release any energy that we are holding and let it go back to people, experiences, what have you, dissolving those cords. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. can continue to hold that gorgeous intention and that beautiful visual. was powerful. I had a couple of experiences that come back into my mind, or I guess places that the healing was going, and I was recalling my power back to me, recalling my energy back to me. A couple of things just showed up, and one was it's kind of a funny but not funny experience. Is that there was this guy. This was back. This was maybe a few decades ago. I don't know, some guy that I always thought was super, super, super cute and kind of had a little crush on, and I finally was alone with him and having this sexual experience with him, sensual experience, and I felt, felt very special and thought I was being all cool and everything, and he was kind of into some stuff I wasn't really into and wanted to pee on me or wanted me to drink his pee or something like that, and it was just like, wow, I don't find that attractive for me. That's not my jam. I don't want to put that down, of course, whatever it is for anybody, but for me, it was not my thing at all. And the challenge and the shame that I felt around not wanting to engage in that, not wanting to experience that, and feeling like there was something wrong with me for not wanting to, instead of just being really strong and no, actually I'm not really into that, but thanks, not for coming from that place of just strong, healthy boundaries. It was more like I felt bad for not doing what this person wanted, and I felt insecure, and I wasn't confident in saying no, and I was feeling kind of shamed, and come on, it's fun, kind of him not listening to my no, and just, it was a very uncomfortable experience and not pleasant, and so I guess I still had some energy stuck in there, so that came in, and I was just like, okay, great, I recall my energy back from that, and I release all guilt and shame, and I dissolved the cords between myself and that person, and I sent love back into that experience, just love. I don't have to be upset with that person or anything, that doesn't serve anything. So I just dissolved the cords with love and recalled my energy back and returned his energy to him, because I was still apparently carrying some energy around that situation. So that's one of the ways that we can work with these experiences, and anywhere that we may have felt shame for doing or not doing, there's a spectrum there, right? There can be things that we do, encounters that we have that we're like, I don't really feel so great about that, and that's fine, but don't shame ourselves. This is a learning process. It's a journey. And a lot of us are coming from places where, we're insecure and we were afraid of losing love, and we really wanted to have that attention of that other person. We really maybe thought that we might feel connected. I could have gone ahead with that thinking well, maybe that could be cool and I'll just test it out, and then not feeling good about it. So we can do those things sometimes too, where we push our boundaries to see, and then wow, that really wasn't the thing for me. And so, we can feel guilt and shame around that. We can judge ourselves and criticize ourselves, or blame the other person for putting us in that situation, which nobody puts us in a situation. We put ourselves in situations, from our own energy and from whatever self-esteem that we're rocking out, whatever our worthiness is, and that's that lack of self-love that can get us into situations with where we're needing to get validation from an external source or from another person to help us feel worthy and feel loved and cared for. We are the ones doing that, though. We're outsourcing our power. So it's when we come into loving ourselves and knowing ourselves and caring for ourselves and making healthy decisions for ourselves, which we do when we start loving ourselves. And that's what this whole journey is about. That's what sacred sexuality is about. That's what spiritual journey is about. So many of us start off from a place of insecurity, not fully loving ourselves for who we are, shutting ourselves down, trying to fit into little boxes that society has given us, trying to conform to what other people tell us we are supposed to be, how we're supposed to show up, how we're supposed to behave. So that we shut ourselves down. So when we shut ourselves down, we're shaming parts of ourselves. We certainly can't be loving ourselves if we're not accepting ourselves, if we're not showing up as ourselves, if we're shutting parts of ourselves down. That's not self-love. That's not self-love. So the journey back to the heart, right? Back in, because we externalize all of it. We put it out. we look outside, we look elsewhere for that love, for that validation, for the worthiness, we got to bring it back in and love ourselves and start rocking ourselves out and go, holy shit, I'm amazing for how I showed up. This part of me is amazing. This energy I've got is amazing. This thing that I love to do is amazing. This passion I have is amazing. And we start bringing it back in and start loving ourselves for exactly how we showed up and start changing the story, changing the narrative, right? So I pray that meditation served you well, and I invite you to return to that as often as you want, because there's, and you can use that with different intentions as well, but I really felt a lot of gorgeous, beautiful, healing energy going out to all of our experiences and just emanating out from us as we called back our energy. It was kind of like a twofold. I could see, beautiful energy going out from the drum, from the frequencies, just this beautiful light going out to wherever it needed to go, and for our ancestors as well, all the people in our experience, and just really sending healing, loving light into all those places, because we're all rocking it out. We're all rocking out the guilt, the shame, the unworthiness, the lack of self-esteem, the outsourcing our powers. So we're all in this together. It doesn't help to shun or shame or get angry at any of those people or any of those experiences, any of those situations. It's part of our journey, and the best way to heal and support that is with love, not adding more shame or more anger, and I know that's not always easy to do, but send out love and just recall back your energy, recall it back. At the least, recall back your energy from those experiences, relationships, people, places, things, what have you. So see if there's anything more I want to say with that. I'm just so grateful for your presence. I'm grateful to be doing this work with you, and I'm grateful for this place that we're at in our evolution, and that we can, really work in a healthy way with these energies. It's been part of our process. Who knows why? Who knows why we need to go through some of these things? I don't know. I just know where we are now, and we have some great tools to work with the energy, and to come back into ourselves, So, thank you. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father, Son. Thank you to all of our angels and spirit guides and ancestors and ascended masters, all the frequencies that we work with that support us so beautifully. Thank you all for holding us so beautifully and for supporting this process for us, and for any wisdom and insight that comes through, for any healing energies, any empowering energies, love, 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 helping us just open more fully, allowing and receiving all the gorgeous love that is actually here. We've just been blocked to a lot of it. Thank you to my beautiful drum, song, sound, and vibration. Thank you to all the frequencies supporting us so beautifully. Please, if you would like to move further into this work, the sacred sexuality journey, check out my website for a number of different offerings and sessions. I offer energy and sound healing, spiritual guidance and counsel, sacred sexuality one-on-one sessions, pilgrimage to India coming up, where we'll be getting into some drumming there too. Really powerful, very powerful. I have a beautiful 12-week program that is super intensive that can really help us to move through these energies. So and please explore. I have a lot of resources on my website as well to support you through your journey. A lot of books, documentaries, a lot of things that will really support you in your process, and a blog, to really, where I dive into a lot of these topics as well. And then tons of videos here on YouTube for to go further into this, in the breath work, sound healing, all sorts of stuff. So I'm super passionate about supporting us to be in these gorgeous, healthy, sexy, passionate, loving, fulfilling, nourishing connections with each other, on just so many levels. So any way to clear the unhealthy energy and help us step into our power, step into our hearts, to truly love ourselves, strong in our sacred feminine, sacred masculine energies, so we can enjoy strong and sacred union, whether that be like with an external partner or just within, right? And with the divine. It doesn't have to be with a partner. It's healing the energy within, right? All of this stuff that we've inherited, it's healing this gorgeous, beautiful energy that is ours, our birthright, why we're here, so we can enjoy these beautiful bodies and enjoy this gorgeous planet and have a fucking blast. So I look forward to connecting with you further. Reach out when you're ready to dive into this more and to explore more. So, oh, and thank you to everybody who has sent donations to support this channel. I just, I'm so, that fills my heart. I'm so grateful. Thank you all. Okay, bye.